Hello everyone, it is Future Henry here. But no, I am not the same entity that you have seen in the earlier videos. I technically hail from what you would refer to as the Age of Adpocalypse timeline, where this guy, Iceman, caused a disruption in the natural flow of events as dictated by the one above all. And unfortunately in our timeline, as a result, there is no Godzilla Save the Earth melee. But I have extensively studied the one that is currently in development in this reality. So as a result, I wish to discuss things from earlier on in the actual Pipeworks Godzilla trilogy that could have been done differently so as to prevent this monster from destroying our timeline, and thus dooming humanity forever. He's a good boy. His brother's an asshole. He's actually not that bad. He just doesn't like being held. Alright, so I'm putting the Save the Earth Melee logo on this. The project really doesn't seem to be focused on anything non-competitive, and they've got enough on their plate as it is. I'm sure the people working on Save the Earth Melee get messages constantly. Will Bagan be in the game? So when are you adding Biolante? Click here to get free cryptocurrency. Please add Godzilla 2014 as a skin. Yeah, and shit like that, you get it. I would like to propose something and kind of talk about something that I really don't know if it gets discussed much. A mechanic that was in the Pipeworks trilogy proper that I think you could redo to a much greater effect, and it probably wouldn't take that much. I don't know exactly how I'd program it, but it really doesn't seem like something that would take that much effort. Most of the effort would probably have to go to, well, you'll see what I mean.
Ha ha ha.
This is actually incredibly disappointing. I can't find this anywhere. I have googled this shit so many different ways. It was way more difficult to find than it should have been, but I thank the folks at Wikizilla for actually documenting what it looks like on the internet. Googling it should have been able to do it, and it wasn't.
True.
Anyway, so in Godzilla Save the Earth, there are different pickups that drop randomly. There's the health pickup, there's the energy pickup, there's the airstrike pickup, which I'll just touch on here. I talked about it in a previous video. I have a feeling this is gonna get redesigned, just because the game's not actually being developed by Atari, but I digress. And then there's the rage pickup, which can be considered analogous to the Smash Ball in the Super Smash Bros. Series. Goes like this. I don't want to be too long-winded about this. I have a feeling you could reuse these in a way. Obviously, energy cells and health cells are fine. But given it's a sequel of sorts to Godzilla Unleashed, I think there's another option that retains those things, but is also slightly different. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over this walkthrough guide, but now you are suddenly remembering that there was an entire power-up system in Godzilla Unleashed. One that was linked to the story. So just to keep it brief, the story of Godzilla Unleashed was that Space Godzilla was escaping from the alternate dimension he was stuck in, and the crystals were wreaking havoc on the Earth, and all the monsters were hungry for him. Some of them were just generic crystals. Some of them were the health power-ups and the energy power-ups. Some had literally no other function other than you punch them a lot, and once you get enough of them in your system, you go critical mass mode. But I feel like the rest of the power surges were generic enough, and yeah, I'm kind of saying they were lame.
So true. So real.
Just let me finish, I have a point. I feel like you could repurpose these different power surges into different power-ups, and that way the casual experience could be more dynamic. This is entirely off the dome, so let's just go through them. I'll give you some really simple elevator pitches. Fire Surge. Do more damage and glow red. The fact that it was like a beam weapon in the original is crap. Take it, toss it. Electrical Surge. Just make that the energy power-up. It doesn't need to make a shockwave. They made it way too complex. Maybe include the fact that it increases beam damage. You don't have to do much more than that. Maybe add the recharge animation. Like if you stand still after you get it, there's like lightning bolts around you. That's a little extra, and I might not even do that. It's probably too much work. Speed Surge. It makes you faster. I don't know what that would do to Megaguirus and Fire Rodan, considering they're already lightning fast. But again, this is for casual play, not competitive play. Crystal Surge. I'm gonna come back to that one in a second.
I beg your pardon?
It seems like it has to do with critical mass, which I'm not even sure if that should be a power-up in this game.
I beg your pardon?
Radiation is just the health pickup, and health is represented by green in the game anyway. Because this is what the health power-up looks like in the base game, and I have to admit, why is it blue? G-cells are also in Save the Earth, but they're part of the action mode, but they seem to do the same exact thing as the health power-ups. We're not going to talk about how the Godzilla Save the Earth campaign was completely butchered by the publisher, besides which I think there's a lot of videos on that, but you could basically just make the radiation power surge the replacement for the health power-up. The shield surge, basically just make it a power-up that gives you armor. Basically make it impossible to grab you, and you don't flinch at anything. Basically equip the character with armor. The darkness surge doesn't even really seem like it's necessary. Maybe the darkness surge and the crystal surge can just be gotten rid of entirely and replace them with critical mass. I really don't want to suggest too many power-ups because I feel like the more you have, the more pointless they become. But Smash has a million power-ups and they get used in casual play all the time. So maybe that's kind of a stupid thing to say. Plus, they can backport the models from Unleashed, can't they? I don't understand how the critical mass works as a technical thing. There's gotta be some way to reuse it. But like I said, the darkness surge and the crystal surge, you could just make it so that there's black and purple, 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 that surrounds the character. But also, now that I realize it, all the power surges cover individual aspects of critical mass. So no, just get rid of it. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of casual fans for Godzilla Save the Earth Melee in addition to all the competitive ones. The gameplay we've gotten thus far makes it clear that the people who make this game are very much focused on making it fun to play from a competitive standpoint. I feel like power-ups would help, and there's already a framework in place. Just recolor the assets. Maybe make somebody make new symbols. The airstrike thing. I suggested that they redo it in a previous video, which you should watch by the way. But if they couldn't do it, but it can't be that hard to just recolor the particle systems that comprise the pickups. Obviously you wouldn't call them power surges, but I mean, reduce, reuse, recycle. This was more so just an exercise in creativity on my part. I remembered that the power surges and stuff existed, and I just felt like making a video about it. I mean, I had to save my future from desolation and destruction at the hands of a team that didn't know what they were up against. Perhaps things could get even worse. The guinea pigs could always turn against us next. So perhaps it is a fool's errand. I mean, just look at her. She's a monster. Also, her sister is over roaring in the corner. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I gotta go get back out in my DeLorean and go back to the future. Like, comment, let's keep the discussion going on this project. Take it easy, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.